COVID-19 had induced many companies to digital transformation and COVID-19 induced many companies to be 我看到这个镜头，我很紧张，你知道吗？
紧张，你看周老师啊，那更紧张了。
拿着灯管。
OK， 准备啊，来。
COVID-19 induced many companies to digital transformation. Entrepreneurs want their factory to be more automatic with less people and to reduce the costs. One of the economical choices is to introduce the collaborative robots, or cobot for short. So today we are in elite Chinese local cobot makers, and the building behind me is their Suzhou factory. So today we are going to find out how to make a cobot and what a cobot can do in a factory shop. So let's first get inside to meet our tour guide today. Hello, Ren. Nice to meet you here.
Me too. I'm very glad to see you here.
Okay.
And
I see you got Christmas tree here.
Yeah, we decorate we decorate something for the Christmas.
Okay.
Yeah, and today I also want to say Merry Christmas to everybody in advance. And it's also my pleasure to, on behalf of Elite Robot, to welcome you to join us and have a company presentation and the factory tour together. So follow me and I will show you something. Here's a word to display all the awards we got within the past few years. I think that we are all very honored that Elite developed in a significant speed. And we also have already made a lot of achievements in China. But it's not only the China story. Now we want to go one step forward and to introduce Elite Robot to the customers worldwide. And here is the demonstration area. And you can see that we have our cobots here. This is the Elite 6-axis cobot with 3 kilogram payload. Except this one, we also have the medium payload, 6 kilogram, and the higher payload, 12 kilogram. And in next year, we will have some new product with higher payload, such like 16 or 24. And also today, we will introduce you the new generation of our cobots. But it will be the story later I show you. So now please work with me together and I will show you our office. June, come with me.
Okay.
I make the facial recognition. Okay.
So I see a lot of stuff here.
Yes.
So how many people you got in the Suzhou factory?
Currently, in the whole company, we have 180 employees. And in Suzhou, I remember maybe more than 100.
Mm-hmm.
And here is the office of our operation center. And we have many departments work together, such like our marketing department, our application and product department. And what's more, we have a very strong and a big team for the R&D. You know that Elite Robot, each year we invest a lot of money for R&D because we want to make our product as competitive as possible. And today, before the plant tour, I will give you a short presentation within 15 minutes. I will try to introduce you who we are, how we act, and what's the features of collaborative robots by Elite Robot.
Okay.
Can I show my presentation now?
Okay.
Okay, let's go.
走太快了，慢慢走回来。那次公路上面稍微慢一点。
Can you see my screen now? Okay, in the presentation, just as what I mentioned, I try to give you an overall picture about Elite Robot. A lot of people ask me that, what's the company of Elite Robot? How it look like? We said that we want to be the expert of the collaborative robots. And according to our company slogan, we have the ambitions to be the most easily used cobot worldwide. That's why we slogan said always easier than before. Currently, except the company you see here in China, in Suzhou, Shenzhen, Beijing, and also in Shanghai, we have many offices and operation center and also our R&D center. We also found our subsidiary in the North America. That means Elite Robot has already started our tour in the global market. Before we introduce you more details about the applications, please let me share you something about the history and the background of Elite. Frankly to say, long time ago, Elite, we made some errors because at that time we want to make all the product we can. In the very early beginning, we produced our traditional industrial robots, 6-axis, and we even designed our grippers and the vision system. But starting from middle of 2019, we made a very big decision to phase out all the traditional industrial robots and concentrate only on the collaborative robots. Why I say it's a very big decision? Because we need to change the organization. We need to upgrade our production and equipment. But I think it's worthwhile. And till now, we at the company have already keep a very top ranking in China. And as what you see just now for the collaborative robot, we have 2 generations. One generation is the existing one we called EC series. And the new generation is called Cobot Superior, CS series. With this kind of cobot, and also more than 17-year automation background, and our excellent people, more than 180, and also our strong technical background, Elite Robot, we has already made very good preparation for the tour in the global market. Last year, we have also closed our second round of financing with $47 million. That's very big. That's a huge money, and we decided to use this kind of money for the investment on R&D and the global market promotion. There's one more excellent news I'd like to share. In 2021, we estimated that we can deploy and sold 2,000 pieces cobots. Although comparing with the traditional robots, it's not a big number. But as you know that last year, we hit the target of 1,000 pieces. That means in a very short period, only 1 year, we doubled our sales target. So that's why we are very confident to introduce our cobot to you and try to share our experience to guide the customers and the end users how to leverage the most advantages of cobots. In order to sell the cobot in worldwide, first of all, we need to make preparation for the certification, including UL, CE, KCS for Korean market. We have already had many official certifications which complied with the standard ISO standard 10218-1. As you see, this standard is for collaborative robot. That means the third party, the institute, give the verification for the cobot of Elite. Collaborative robot is not a very new technology, but frankly to say, it's not widely used in the real production situations. Some people ask me, in which scenarios will we deploy the cobot? We give you 2 examples. The first example on the left side, that's the small company we call SME. These kind of enterprises, they never used industrial robots before, and they also have limited knowledges and the space to use the robot, even the traditional industrial robots. But now cobot gives them a very good independent single workstation solution to help them upgrade their automation level. Using the cobot, they are able to replace for the human beings and do some simple, repetitive, even heavy work. So I think collaborative robots give them an economic solution or the option that they can use limited investment and to have a try to come over their skill of the cobot using. And the other kind of solution, as you see, for some big or some medium-sized company, they have already had various devices, the automation production equipments, but they hope to have some robotic devices to help them make their automation level up. So collaborative robots, in this case, they are doing the pick and place and the machine tending tasks. And in this case, the company, they used the Chinese own designed cobot to realize 8 to 12 months ROI. That's very good number for them because within 1 month, within 1 year, they can pay off all the money and it can be repeated used in the future. And till now, the 3C electronics and the automotive industries, they are still two very important scenarios for the cobot. This year, for the electronic industries, we had some very good successful stories. Taking this one as example, you can see that we use AGV integrate with our own cobot arm and also some visual camera sensor to do the machine tending for the CNC devices. For this kind of product, they need a very good collaboration among all the parties, including cobot manufacturers, our ecosystem partners, and as well as our system integrators. The one more case for automotive accessories and parts industries, we're taking this case as an example. As you see that the hybrid auto become more and more popular comparing with the traditional vehicles. And this kind of changes of the industry also make the production different, the product different. For example, in automotive industries, they have some demand to produce the pad, the screen. And we use electric robot, the cobot arm, to do the inspection work. Our cobot carrying the camera and take the picture and test the performance of the product. And through our support, I think that the customer, they are more and more confident on using this kind of flexible devices. Cobots, they are widely used in many applications, except the ones I just introduced, such like electronics. Wait me for a while, let me check the video. And the automotive, you can see that we use our cobot arm to do the school driving, to do the vehicle lamping inspection and also the school driving with small truck. And what's more, for some traditional industries like machine tending, we are also able to use the cobot arm to do pick and place. Later, I will show you some real demonstration. Then you can understand that why we recommended this kind of applications as your start for the electric robot. Okay. Except the competitiveness of the collaborative robots, I believe that Elite, we also had a lot of experience to work with our eco partners. I show you some famous names. Maybe you have already have very good knowledge of them. These branding, they are all well known by a lot of industries, including the branding for the end effectors, visual sensor, force sensor, and also the mobility, AGV and AMR. Here on, I'd like to emphasize that Elite Robot, we just produced and designed our cobot arm, but we don't do the system integration work. But as you know, usually the users, they only afford for the total solution. They don't care the single components or the cobot arm or the end effectors. They always hope that you can have an entire solution, help them to solve their automation problems. That's why we work with our ecosystem partners very closely. And we design our own drive, and we make our product plug in and play. That means we try to make the total system integration as easy as possible to make our customer can quickly use this kind of technology. Here I show you some cases we have already worked with the partners, such like Hinwin, on robotic, the Timmer. These names are all very famous. But except some overseas and international branding, we also have the options with our local Chinese branding. If you have interest, you can send me the mail and I will share you some more information. This year, as what I mentioned in the beginning of the introduction, we have had some successful case studies of the so-called hybrid or the mobility cobot. That means usually the customer, they use the AGV, integrate with our cobot arm, and also you can add some system, some vision sensor to make the cobot can position in the way accurately. In this kind of applications, most of them are developed by our system integrators, but Elite, we also contributed a lot of knowledges in this kind of cases. So later, I will also introduce you our workshop and the factory to let you know that not only our products, it's very competitive and reliable. We also have a very strong team. The service team, the people, they are more important for the success of the sales. How it look like in the future? Do you only have one generation? That's also a common question set by our customers. As what I mentioned, that we always pursued for the innovation and the advanced technology. That's why in next May we will launch our new generation, which is called CS series. From the angle of hardware and the software, CS will have significant changes. We try to show you more, but I believe that maybe in next introduction, working with Ren Yi Media, I will give you a clear picture about this generation. Currently, I forget to introduce myself. I am in charge of the global marketing and the overseas sales. And within last 2 years, we have already worked very hard to develop our channels in worldwide. Here I'd like to show you the roadmap. We have already had the customers in Europe, such like Germany, Portugal, Spain, and Italy, and also our partners in Turkey. And in Asia, we also have our partners, such like in Japan, Thailand, Singapore, Korea, and India. I hope that some of you, if you have interest on the Chinese cobot, you can join us with the role of channel partners of all the system integrators. Okay, here's the key accounts, and we have already had some benchmark projects in China mainland. What's more, in the other market, in the other territories, as I mentioned, our overseas partners, they also had some successful stories. But here I can just show you this kind of branding. And I hope that this kind of this presentation can give you an overall picture about Elite Robot. But today we have almost 60 minutes, right? So I think it's time to visit our factory and the technical workshop. Hi June, do you want to go with me together?
Sure.
Okay, so let's go. We go this way.
Nice presentation.
Oh, thank you. I'm a little bit nervous, you know.
Don't be.
Thank you. It also makes me feel very warm. But anyway, it's worthwhile to introduce us with, how can I say, with a very true picture. Okay?
So, Iris, you said you have been here 2.5 years.
Yes.
So, why you chose Elite instead of other companies?
To tell the truth, 3 years earlier, I worked in a world famous company. Maybe everybody heard the name. It's also the how can I say? It's the top company of the collaborative robots industry. It's Universal Robots. Till now, I'm still respect this company and their product. But I know that I need to find a bigger place, and I believe that the Chinese cobot, we have our own advantages. So that's why I want to. First, I have to have some challenges, and then secondly, I try to use my experience and my ambitions to make this market bigger. So that's my decision to join Elite Robot. Okay, here we are. Okay, come here.
Oh, I see a lot of cobots here.
Yeah, you see a lot of real cobots here, not like only the videos or the graphics. What I show you here because we work here, and most of our engineers, they are very hard worker, and they try to make our product better and also to make our solution easier for the users. So we prepared some demonstration for our audience, and we come here, we can take a look. June, this is the one I'd like to introduce you a little bit. It's an application called conveyor tracking by dual arms. And as you see that most of the applications by the cobot, it can be very different. For example, the school driving, the visual inspection, palletizing, machine tending, or even some people use the cobot to making coffee or making the milk tea, right? But most widely used application is pick and place. But pick and place, they also have different styles. Some people say that, well, my feeder system is this kind of conveyor tracker, and how can your cobot take the objects? So we use this application to simulate the situation. But usually, the people will not use two cobots. They just select one. But it shows you some possibility. In this kind of application, there's an encoder here to calculate the speed and how long the distance working by the conveyor tracker, and they will send the signal to the cobot. Then the cobot can work in the same speed and pick the objects. So this kind of application is developed by Elite Robot, and we have our conveyor tracking SDK, and we also share this kind of software with our distributors free of charge. So that's a value-added service, and we try to, how can I say, we try to keep our promise. We want to make everything simple, and then we also want to make our customer they themselves become more competitive. What's more, we also have other applications, but I'm sorry that I'm not able to show you one by one. But as what I mentioned, we have the videos already. We have some case studies. So we always welcome you to send me the mail, send me the message, or contact the Ren Yi Media directly. Yeah, then we can have some more communication and share you the technical documents. Let me roughly introduce you the application, such like that one. Is to simulate the machine tending. And the ones behind me, it's a so-called interaction application. We use the cobot to drawing the picture. Okay, so we try to give different customer different kind of view. Some customer they still have limited knowledges of the cobot. They just want to see how flexible your cobot is, and we use the cobot to help them to make the coffee, to draw the picture. Then you say, oh, it's very smart. your device is quite smart and it can do all the things like human beings. But for some professional customers, we always use this kind of application to inspire them how to use the cobot in their factory. So our engineers, they are still working. I will not interrupt them. Okay? We just take a look at the workshop. Now I will go to the production line and let's see that how our production line, operation center, and also our clean room.
Okay. So, Iris, are you living in Shanghai right now?
Yes, I live in Shanghai, and this city is close to Shanghai. I don't know how long. Maybe driving car. If you're driving the car, you take 1.5 in 30 minutes. But we have the operation center here, the R&D center in Shanghai. Facial recognition again. Okay. It's failed this time. 我们要停了，这次没有刷出来。我没有权限，好惨。不行。那这里就到时候剪掉了，只能。
剪掉就再拍一遍。到时候工厂有手套吗？
为啥要手套？你的手很老是滑走。那这样呢？擦一擦呢？Okay. Jim, I'd like to introduce you that because Elite, we are a company that with a lot of innovations. So we design, let me introduce this as a clean room. And we assemble the joints here because you see that joints is the most important part of the cobots. So we asked the OEM to help us produce the joints. And in the clean room, we assemble all the joints together. And except the hardware, we will also adjust and testing the software in-house. Okay, here we go.
So what you gonna do for the Christmas, the coming Christmas?
Oh, I love this topic. Thank you. I love work very much, but I also like to play with my friends and my family together. Christmas, as you see that it's become very popular. It's become a very popular holiday for the Chinese people. Maybe some Western people think, oh, it's not your Chinese holiday. That's not true, because especially for the young people, we love this kind of holiday, and I think that the Christmas atmosphere is very sweet and very, how can I say, fantasy. And we also have our own Christmas market in many cities. Yeah, I think that now the internet, they help the countries and the people worldwide becomes closer. Not only the holidays, but also a lot of cultures, they mix together. You can't very easily to say that, oh, you are the Asian, you are the Western people. I think everything, if it's good enough, we want to introduce it to everybody. Yeah? Okay. Now we come here and take a look at our production line. You see that we deploy a lot of cobot here. And this kind of cobot is doing the inspection. Usually, before we delivering it from the factory to our customers, we need to doing more than 72 hours inspections in-house in order to ensure that our cobot have best quality. And when the customer open the box, they can directly start our cobot in very short time. And we have not that many blue collar workers here because most of the production is did by the third party. When we introduced to our customers, we also told them that we have very strict regulations to inspect the materials when they come in, and when the complete and entire goods is delivered from our factory, we also doing very careful inspections in order to ensure the quality has no problem. Yeah, we know that overseas business is not that easy because first the customer couldn't see you face to face. That's why we have this kind of campaign with Ren Yi Media. I do appreciate on Ren Yi Media to give me these opportunities to introduce our factory and our company in this way. This kind of live broadcasting will give you the direct impression on Elite Robot. It's not like something like a film. Yeah, it's just like I face to face to talk with you. And secondly, we think that if we want to make our brand famous and convincing by the customers, not the data, not the nice story talks, but your performance talks, your reputation talks. That's why we care our customers always. We care our distributors, the system integrators, and also the end users very much. Once they have the problems, no matter they send us the message, email, or even some of them they start using WeChat to contact us directly. We will give them 24-hour feedback within the working days. But in the weekends, we try to give them 84-hour feedback. But as you see that Chinese, we work very hard, and we try to not let our customer wait for too long time. So don't worry that you couldn't contact us after you getting the product. On the opposite, we are always here. No matter we are in China, we are in Shanghai, or we are in Suzhou. So that's the whole campaign today. I don't know whether you have some questions to ask.
Yes, I got some questions through my phones.
Okay.
I think most of our audience are very curious about the delivery time and the quality assurance. So how long will it take before, such as your clients in North America or in Southeast Asia, how long it will take before they get their products?
Very good question. Because the customer always asks for the delivery time. It's true that this year many manufacturers they face the pressure of the raw materials. Sometimes they have to wait for a very long time for the raw materials. But fortunately, due to very smart strategy of the purchasing, Elite Robot, we are able to ensure 2 weeks delivery time. That means when we get your PO, your sales order, and also your payment, we are able to deliver the product to you within 15 days. Yeah. So that's how we can do for you now.
So I got another question. If your clients they have special needs and they want customized solutions, so what's you gonna do?
Yeah.
It's still 14 days?
Thank you for your question. Customized is not a very real question. Sometimes the customer hope that whether I'm able to change the color of the cobot, whether I'm able to have customize the length of the cable.
Yes.
Yeah, and also if we send to different countries, they have different standard of their power input. The power is also different. First of all, we will recommend our standard product because I think it will make our production efficiently and more effectively. That's why we have standard product right now. But if the customers they have some customized requests, they can always keep connection with us and then negotiate with us in very early beginning. For some simple customized items, we can fulfill it in very short term, just a few weeks. But for some very complicated one, I'm sorry that we still need to have some more time to handle it. But what's more important thing is we always show you a transparent picture. I tell my team that you don't need to tell the line to please the customer. You always need to show them a real picture that how can you how can you meet their needs. If you still have some difficulties, always frankly tell them at the first time. I believe that most of the customers, they are very good and they are very kind. They understand your situation. They know that customized means more time or more effort. Yeah, it's very equal.
Okay. So do you have I don't know how to say a local team such as Southeast Asia, because you sometimes make some malfunctions. You need engineers to fix on site. So as the Chinese, we can travel very easily since the COVID-19. So do you have a local maintenance team?
Okay, June, let me answer this question in this way. I think local to local service is always very ideal way, and we try to realize it. I think that in the future we will realize it. But currently, since we just start our overseas business, we are not able to fund the subsidiaries worldwide. It's also a lot of money and investment. But our strategy is to develop the local, reliable channel partners. Usually, we will ask the channel partners to have the abilities of system integration. Because we have no technical team there, that's why we need the channel partners. They are able to handle some system integration. Otherwise, the end users, they cannot do it for a naked cobot arm. Impossible. Fortunately, we have already had our distributed networking in Singapore, in Malaysia, and in not Southeast Asia, but in Japan and Korea. We have some very reliable team, and they have their technical and the sales people together. So I think if you want to become a part of the channel partners, that's another story. You can contact me directly, and I will also show you our standard channel policies. But if you want to purchase our cobot, I will recommend them to you directly.
Okay.
Thank you.
So I have a final question.
No problem.
It's about the big picture, and what's your opinion about the future developments of the Asian robots? How it will change?
Okay, I think this kind of question is not only asked by you, it's also set by our team, by ourselves. When we started the overseas business, we made some market analysis. We read some marketing report. For example, I think collaborative robots is a very good area for the company in the future, because according to the report, this year the sales revenue of cobot worldwide have already reached 1.6 billion US dollar. It's huge money.
Yes.
And till now, 14,000 pieces have already sold within 1 year. And I think that Asian market, we have very good chance because first of all, we have a lot of collaborative robots manufacturers in Asia. As I know that in China, there are 75 companies making cobots. The competition is very heavily. If you look at it from a different angle, you can see that the competition will make you better. Because if you want to win in such kind of struggle, you must work very hard, very smart.
Yes.
And secondly, this year the demand in Asia is I think it's very big. So we also find a lot of different scenarios need a cobot to complete automation tasks. So I believe this kind of factors all influence the Asian robotics company to make them stronger and to make them run faster. On the other side, a lot of people say, oh, the cobot is made in China. That means it's very cheap. That's true. We have the competitiveness in price. But I don't think price is the only thing to make the customer make their decision for purchasing. Customer, they need a very balanced solution. Why I say balanced? That means it's always equal. If you have higher performance, if your products have unique features, you can always try to make more profit from it. I think it's very equal for everybody. But on the other side, how can you make your users also profitable from the part of business? If your product is able to help them to have shorter ROI period and long lifetime, for example, our product can constantly running 35,000 hours without stop. So this kind of numbers will give the confidence to the users as well. So I think if we talk about no matter the price, the service, we always use one word to explain it. That's value. That means you must deliver your value to the others and exchange with them. Then it can make everybody in a win-win situation. So that's my answer. Okay.
Thank you, Iris, and thank you for you having us here. It's a nice tour.
Me too. I'm also very happy to see you here. And I also like this kind of communication. And next time, maybe we have different topic, I will invite you again. Okay?
See you.
Bye-bye. Have a
COVID-19 had induced many companies to